views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the podcast platform, its affiliates, or even the hosts. The information provided is for general informational purposes only and should not be taken as legal, financial, or professional advice. The host and guests are not liable for any errors of omission in the content, nor for any losses, injuries, or damages arising from the use of the information provided. Listeners are encouraged to seek professional advice relevant to their specific circumstances. Now enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Tea and Herbalism with Lady D. Thank you for joining me today. And today we will be talking about ginger root. So I have some ginger root here, fresh ginger. And if you were to peel it, you could just take a spoon. You probably saw in the intro video when I made ginger ale. I just peeled the ginger with a spoon. And the tea that we'll be having today is Earl Grey. So it's a loose leaf Earl Grey. So it's black tea with bergamot oil. So if you felt you've had Earl Grey, but you don't think you ingested essential oils, you have. There's bergamot oil on there. So the tea is actually already ready today. Now I want you to see this beautiful set. It's a beautiful tea set from Temptations. It has the creamer, the sugar bowl, and this beautiful tray. Just wanted you to have a nice look at that. I'm going to stand up when I prepare it. I think I'll add a little sugar today. Why not? It's tea time. And this is one of the most English teas I can think of. There's Earl Grey. I remember reading that somewhere, but it's named after Earl that loved this tea, so they named it after him, Earl Grey. So I want you to see this is the tea, the Earl Grey with a little sugar. This is tea time. And it's an English tea. We'll do like they do in England and add a little bit of cream to it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I have to move that ginger over. Let's give it a nice little stir. So, ginger. I absolutely love ginger root. I know you probably say, oh, you said that about lavender. Both are true. I love lavender and I love ginger root. Because I use it for so many things. And actually, I'm going to show you. I keep ground ginger in my cabinet. It's in this little salt shaker. What I often do, and I'll do it now. I'll put a little ginger on my teaspoon. And I'll just add that to my tea. So, the botanical name is Zingiber officinale. It's hot, drying, and warm. So when you taste it, it has that hot, pungent taste. And it's from the family Zingiberaceae. I'll say it again, Zingiberaceae. It's delicious. So I've used it for pain. That's one of the main reasons I use ginger. Besides, it tastes wonderful. So it's an anti-inflammatory. So it helps with inflammation. Diaphoretic. So it helps you sweat and be able to use the restroom. Expectorant. So it helps you spit mucus out. It's a carminative, analgesic, which means it's a pain reliever. Antimicrobial. It's blood moving. And I wrote analgesic twice because it's just that good. So you can use it for arthritis. Lunar Love by Denise, where everything is handmade in small batches. You can reach me at my Etsy website or at my email address and place your order. I'm also known as Lady D. Thank you. You have migraines. I read earlier where you can put 2 teaspoons of dried ginger in hot water and drink it for migraines when you get an onset with the auras. And that seems to be a lot of ground ginger floating in there, but if you can manage that. Again, it's for pain. I've used it personally for pain. Stomach issues. I've also used it for stomach issues. I have ginger. This is a roll-on with ginger and other oils in it. And it's called, and when my stomach is grumbly and upset, I'll roll this right on my tummy. And I also have this ginger essential oil. Same thing. But ginger, again, is hot. So you don't want to put this directly, like you saw me put the lavender directly on my skin. You do not want to put ginger directly on your skin. You would need, I would recommend a carrier oil. So whether for you that's olive oil or some people like sweet almond oil or well, I make calendula oil with olive oil, and that's usually what I use as a base for essential oils for myself. So back to the properties and uses of ginger. It's good for cold and flu, nausea. So I know, well, where I'm from in Detroit, people usually always drink Furnace, which is the name brand of ginger ale. So ginger ale helps with nausea, menstrual cramps. So ginger helps with menstrual cramps, and inflammation, ear infection, and it helps with heart health, and it's aromatic. So if you have a diffuser, you could diffuse ginger with the water. But you may have to add something else to it because, like I said, ginger is hot. So you have to be careful with when you use it and how you use it. So you just saw me put it in my tea. So you can actually have a ginger tea. If you wanted it to be all ginger, you could like grate the ginger and put lemon in a mug and then pour hot water over it and make a nice ginger tea. And you've seen the dry ginger. Some people call it powdered ginger. And I usually just add that to whatever tea I'm having. If I want some ginger, I'll just put a little on the tip of my teaspoon and add it in. So you have to use the amount that's good for you. Some people like the fresh juice of the ginger. And then there are ginger, or candied ginger. So I'll show you this. So these are candied ginger slices. So if I have a little abdominal pain or my stomach hurt, or I'm feeling nauseous, just a little of this candy helps out. Then I also have the ginger chews, which are usually covered with like a white powder, and you unwrap it and eat it like candy, basically. So Ayurvedic medicine refers to ginger as the universal medicine. That's because it works so hard and it does so much. So it also helps with the respiratory system, and I already mentioned the digestive system and the circulatory system. So when I mention heart health, it it helps increase the flow of fluids in the body. That's how it helps with the inflammation. So it moves those fluids off parts of the body. So it helps the heart beat better, moves that blood around, and it does help increase, uh, yeah, increase the circulation and promotes digestion. Oh, and I did want to mention that ginger is a synergist. So it increases the potency of other herbs and medications. So if you probably see a lot of them, like ginger with turmeric, uh, ginger with any of it, like a acai bowl or something, because it helps those other herbs work harder and better. So I want to thank you for joining me to learn about ginger today. If you want to learn about another herb, just let me know. Put it in the comments. I know this was a shorter show today, but that's okay. You got to see the ginger and learn more about it. If you want to donate, you can donate to the network at Our Gains II through PayPal. All proceeds giving to that address goes back into the network. You can DM me on Instagram at LadyD4440. Thank you.